We're back.
We're back again. You didn't have a song for us this time.
Tequila
podcast. Extra gay bitches.
Oh, all
right, let's get to it.
All right, so we're doing Am I the Asshole in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I already have a good one right here. We're just jumping right into it. Well, first, how have you been?
I'm exhausted. I came home this weekend. Well, I've been home. I didn't come home. I've been home. But like, I went to sleep at my mom's house.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys a really funny story before we get started. My mom's apartment, my parents' apartment is very fucking tiny. And
it's probably as big as like our living
room. Just a little bit bigger actually. But they're over there. I'm sleeping on the couch. And then all I hear, and let me mind you, I went to bed at like 1:30 in the morning. My mom comes into the kitchen, turns on the light, goes to the bathroom, slams the door, starts making herself a coffee, starts gurgling with fucking water in her mouth. Like she's like, you can hear this happening. And I'm like, I sit up on my ass and I'm like, all right, I guess we're up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I only got a few hours of sleep. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I wake you? No, Mom. No, you didn't wake me.
Not even a little bit.
No, I was up.
She took a video.
For you. Yeah, I ended up taking a video.
Maybe we'll post it on the Patreon page.
That would be great. You'll see how hot of a mess I look.
You have a filter.
I did have a filter. That's true.
Like the funny filter.
The funny filter with the big mouth and the big eyes. Yeah.
Anyway.
How was your weekend?
It was good. We spent the weekend away from one another this weekend. I went to my mom's and I wrote one of my papers. It's always nice being home with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
yeah,
I miss her. So I miss just kind of like being in her company.
Yeah, just hanging out and talking.
Yeah,
I like that too, doing that with my mom.
Yeah, right? So we had a mom weekend.
And dad. I had my dad.
Well, you had your dad too. I didn't.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good for both of us.
Yeah, it was a nice little refresher. Tomorrow I start my diet. Tomorrow is March 25th, 2024. And I want to lose 15 pounds by June 25th, 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself, 3 months?
That's what you said.
Yeah. To lose 15 pounds.
Good luck to her with that.
What?
Good luck.
Thank you. I think I can do it.
I think you can.
So anyway,
All
those
right.
are the life updates.
Yeah. I got banned from TikTok, guys. I can't be back till... Well, live. I got banned from my live. So just so you guys know. I won't be back till the 30th of March.
Because apparently TikTok sees it as bullying when you call deadbeat moms.
Deadbeat moms.
Deadbeat moms.
Yeah.
So...
God forbid you give your opinion, but you know what? It's okay. I'm still going to say she's a deadbeat. I ended up going on the Extra Gay live and I said the same shit there. I'm like,
what was it?
Ban me from here too. Then.
It was the mom who killed her kids, right?
Well, we were talking about a couple things, but somebody brought up, they were like, did you hear the story of the mom who left her kid, her 16-month-old or 18-month-old in its crate while she went on a 10-day vacation?
What do you mean in its crate?
Like in its bed, like its crib.
Yeah.
Why is a crate different?
A crate is like a cage.
Oh God, no.
For
sorry.
a dog.
I was thinking of like a cradle, like a crate.
No.
But yeah, left the baby in its crib and decided she was going to go on a 10-day vacation. Meanwhile, the baby starved, it was tortured till it died.
The baby died.
Yeah. And you can hear the baby in the Ring camera like screaming. Like outside, you can hear the baby just crying. And you know what's crazy? People on the live were saying that when they played the video in the courtroom, she cared less. Her lawyer cared more than she did.
Oh, so that's just a sociopath or something.
Like I hope that baby's cries will haunt her for the rest of her fucking life.
I doubt it.
Well,
with a person like that, who's clearly showing no remorse, and if you're even able to just pick up and leave your 16-month-old in the crib, that tells me there's obviously something off.
Right. So what I was just saying in the freaking live was that parents, it's really unfortunate how you have parents who are people who want to be parents so bad, and you know they'd be amazing parents, can't have kids, but then you give these piece of shit people a child, and they don't even know they're so selfish to think, I'm gonna go on a 10-day vacation. You're about to go to prison for the rest of your life, you dumbass. You just ruined it.
Hope that 10-day vacation was worth life in prison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you ain't never going on another fucking vacation again.
Nope.
So enjoy that.
Sucks to suck, bitch.
Anyway,
so that's why I got bananaed.
Speaking of assholes, you want to do some Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
Okay. First one.
I want to start calling assholes douche canoers.
Sure.
Because that's what these people are.
Am I the asshole? For punching my wife's best friend after she touched me inappropriately. Okay.
So is that a man punching on a wife or on a woman?
I guess so. Let's see.
No.
I punched my wife's best friend for touching me inappropriately. This is the original post. Oh, the fuck. Content warning, sexual assault. He says, I've been with my beautiful wife, he's 35, she's 34, for close to 10 years.
It's like us.
We have no kids as of now. My wife's best friend, Amy, has been friends with my wife for about 15 years, all throughout college where I originally met my wife. Me and Amy haven't ever been the best of friends. However, we've been cordial for the sake of my wife. I've always found her to be obnoxious, loud, and entitled. The kind that inserts herself into any and every conversation, whether that be on a night out with friends or a private conversation. For example, myself and my best friend were talking about fertility issues in his marriage. During a dinner with our longtime friends, we were quiet enough so that nobody could hear us over the chatter, yet she found a way to be nosy and make a comment on how she would kill herself if she couldn't do the one thing a woman was made to do. First of all, not all women are made to have babies, so relax with that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's literally an ignorant comment to make.
Right. Women are not made to make babies. Like, yes, we're literally made to make babies, but that's not why we exist. Right.
Yeah.
This pissed off my best friend Max and his wife to the point where they excused themselves and left early to go home. Now on to the actual situation at hand. Amy's boyfriend Khalid had left her due to her annoying personality. I think it was more of a build-up. But what set him off was that Amy purposely did not feed their dog while he was on a work trip because he was sleeping while she was drunk and calling him to collect her. What? Amy purposely did not feed their dog while he was on a work trip because he was sleeping while she was drunk and calling him to collect her. That's only the tip of the iceberg. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm so confused.
I wish people would just make it fucking make sense. What did you just say?
Get to the point. Is there
Amy has always been weird with me. She had constantly tried to DM me on Instagram, trying to make conversation about gossip in our friend group or completely random things. I've always ignored her. My wife has always seen past her strange behavior. She refused to believe her dearest best friend would have ill intentions. Anyway, after their breakup, Amy came over to our house to see my wife. My wife was feeling ill on this day, so she took pills to help her sleep and fell asleep in a matter of an hour. I could not ask Amy to leave in the state that she was in, so for my wife, I suggested she could sleep in the guest bedroom. She agreed and went to bed. I went in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner, and she waltzed into the kitchen with nothing but undergarments on. She acted shocked and claimed she didn't know I was still in the kitchen. I felt extremely uncomfortable and decided to call it a night. However, she started stripping and approaching me, telling me how my wife doesn't have to know and she's seen the way I've looked at her. This can't be real. I was completely baffled and told her she's gotten the wrong idea, to be ashamed to do this to her own best friend while I tried to scurry out of the kitchen. However, she practically leaped in front of me and touched my privates. Without a second thought, I hit her. I know I could have easily pushed her, but in the moment I panicked and punched her in the face.
This can't be real.
Her eye was left bruised. She started wailing enough that my wife woke up and stumbled into the kitchen to see her best friend naked and bruised. She then went on about how I tried to rape her and that I'm a disgusting human being and she should divorce me. I snapped back that she approached me naked and rejection wasn't enough for her to back off, so I punched her, hence the bruise. My wife didn't say anything. Instead, she fainted, and I immediately brought her to the hospital. My wife is now okay, but she refuses to talk to me about what happened. Amy now has accused me of attempting to have sex with her in our friend group. The majority of people don't believe her, but there's a few who live by always believe a rape accusation. The other half told me I fucked up by punching her and fueling this anger. Amy has ruined my life. I'm afraid my wife will divorce me, and this goes to court. I've already contemplated suicide many times. I don't know where to go from here. What do I do? Oh my God.
First, you need to seek help. Anytime you have a thought of harming yourself, you need to seek professional help for sure. First and foremost. Secondly, I think that she's an asshole. Like I said before, she should not be touching you. She's an asshole for doing that to him. She's an asshole for doing that to her best friend. He reacted with punching her. I don't think that's a good reaction, though. You shouldn't lay hands on a woman like that because there's other ways. Like he said, he could have pushed her and called it a day, you know.
Yeah, but he had like a
right, just a reaction. It wasn't
gut
like
reaction.
Right, it wasn't like he
thought about it
and then did it.
On the other hand, a lot of people thought this story was fake. This is his update or some sort of gross fantasy. It was not. I'm still suffering the aftermath of what has happened. I have not slept nor ate. For the people who proceeded to say I should have had sex with Amy or DM'd me calling me a sicko, I truly hope you find peace in your lives.
Oh, that's horrible.
And to the comments calling me an asshole, which were interestingly mostly from men, I truly hope you treat the women in your life with the same respect and equality they deserve. Now on to the update. A lot has happened in the past 9 hours. Someone made a suggestion to text Khalid, her ex. So I did. He was just as distraught as me and admitted that this was in fact not the first time she has screamed rape, just like some of you has suspected. She's threatened to scream rape to use Khalid to stay in the relationship with her. He got out of it by installing cameras without her knowledge. This cannot be fucking real. I confronted Amy with all the fallacies in her story and mentioned the existing evidence that Khalid still had if she was interested in taking her claims to the court. She panicked and told me no, apologized, and said she wasn't in her right mind after the breakup. I got her to admit this in the group chat as I am not interested in false rumors spreading about me in case someone was still unsure of the situation. She shortly left the group chat and has cut off contact with everyone. In other words, she's become unreachable. I explained to my wife what happened. She had seen all the messages with her confession. My wife told me she genuinely didn't know who to believe and was contemplating divorce in that moment. I was heartbroken. I told her I needed time to process everything that had happened in the past 14 hours. I'll be sleeping in the guest bedroom tonight. I'm happy she believes me now, but it doesn't sit well with me that it took an actual confession out of Amy for my wife to side with me. Yeah,
but at the same time, you have to understand, she's walking in. This girl's already half naked. She's got a bruised eye. Like my brain would go, what the fuck happened?
Right. But they've been together for 10 years. They're married.
Right, baby. But there's people that have been in relationships a lot longer and they don't know who they fucking married.
Absolutely.
Key point.
But you also
that girl from TikTok. Who the fuck did I marry?
Right. Okay, that girl is stupid. Risa Teese is, no offense, but she's a fucking idiot. She married that guy. They moved in after 2 weeks. Of course you didn't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. But I mean, people, you kind of don't know somebody till like shit actually comes out.
Right, but shouldn't that also be the same for the best friend as well? You don't know who you're friends with.
Right. No, absolutely. I'm not saying just for the guy. I'm just saying like her being stuck in the middle to know, because she didn't choose the friend. She just said, I didn't know who to believe.
Okay, so now there's a 2-month update. So now he gave his initial story, then 14 hours later, and then 2 months later. In short, my wife's best friend Amy forced herself onto me. I hit her. She accused me of SA, blah, blah, blah. So this is the synopsis. Now for the actual update. I tried to make it work. I really did. For 2 months, I tried to brush off and dealt with my wife still having frequent hangouts with Amy and telling me about them all excitedly, as if her own best friend didn't just try to have sex with me. However, the last straw was a few days ago where my wife was telling me how her and Amy are planning a trip to Greece for the summer holiday and how she can't wait to finally have a break from life's stresses. Okay, so now this is fucked up. The wife is now clearly taking her best friend's side.
Yes. Now she has made that decision.
And this is somebody who could like okay, you and I, right? You have a friend who's like really sus, who I've never really been close with. You take a sleeping pill, you go to sleep. But this person is going through a breakup. I'm in the kitchen. This person fucking makes a move on me. I punch her in the face. You wake up. You see a black eye. I'm like, baby, voila, swear to God, she fucking made a move on me. And then that friend is like, no, Tori tried to rape me and got really aggressive when I turned her down. You mean to tell me, and we've only been together 2 years, you mean to tell me you would believe that person or would question? You would be like, my fucking wife would never do that to you.
No, I would know.
I know we've been friends for however long, but I know Tori and she would never fucking do that.
Right.
Right? So now this wife is on the fence. Fine. She's in a weird position. Now it comes out that this bitch confesses to like lying in the group chat, and she's still friends with her and is literally like
at this point, if I was the husband, I'd be like, I'm getting divorced. Like there's no way that you're choosing somebody who literally could get me in so much trouble even with the law. He
tells her. He does tell her.
Oh, go ahead.
He says, I blatantly told her she didn't care for me. My wife started bursting into tears, had the audacity to ask me, at that again, why can't you just get over it? I don't know.
She said to him, why can't you just get over it? Oh my God.
He goes, I don't know why I thought she would have listened. I had enough at this point and told her we're getting a divorce, walked away and started to pack my suitcase as she tried her hardest to stop me, pulling my shirt, hitting me, throwing things, going from calling me names to begging me to stay. I walked out and I'm now staying at a hotel while her and her family blow up my phone. I don't know what to do.
You're doing the right thing. Stay the fuck away.
Divorce her.
Absolutely. In a heartbeat. There's no way. The fact that you can get into so much trouble being around that, like that's some toxic ass shit. Your wife chose her friend who she shouldn't even trust, because your friend literally didn't give a fuck that was your husband. Like she was like, fuck you, I'm gonna try to get with your man.
Yep.
You're not trustworthy at this point. I'm kicking you out of my life.
Yep.
You know,
I find it completely disgusting that somebody accused your partner, who you know and have been with for 10 years. You've been intimate with this person and only that person for 10 years. So you know how they are. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They accused your partner of attempting to rape them.
Like that's, and not only that, but like went and told other people what he did.
And then
supposedly
then fessed up.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you know what? I
lied.
I was in the heat of the moment.
Are you
And you're
crazy?
Still hanging out with them?
Yeah, no way. That's one person that girl's trouble. That's somebody I would never want to be around, because they are nothing but problems. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
Okay. Well, that was crazy. That was a ride.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one.
So I don't think he's an asshole anymore.
He's not an
I'm
asshole.
taking it back.
I'd fucking punch her again.
Same.
In the next eye. Anyway, am I the asshole for hiding a past bisexual relationship from my wife?
Ooh.
I, 42 male, spent the summer in the early 2000s and my early 20s going to all the concerts I possibly could. Pop punk rock scene was at its peak. I would spend every penny I had at my shitty jobs on live music or traveling to see live music. 99% of hookups were all with women, but the culture of nonconformity made experimentation feel easier and less daunting than it did in the real world. Kissing guys in crowds was a favorite pastime of mine for a while until I met someone who we'll call Max. He and I immediately connected, and we spent the next 2 weeks or so attached at the hip. It's not something I could even accurately define as a relationship, hence the quotation marks in the title. It was just a very intense 2 weeks of us getting to know each other, going on road trips, and sort of falling in love while experiencing something we both loved. He told me he thought we were better as friends and wasn't sure he was really into dudes. It was the most profound hurt I'd ever felt in my life, and it really shocked me. I'd been in relationships before, real ones that included commitment and lasted for months, and I hadn't taken those breakups nearly as hard. He and I remained friends after I took some time to myself, but I never had another relationship with a man after that. Felt like that level of hurt was my warning sign to stay away. Now I'm old, married, and most of my music enjoyment these days comes in the form of me sitting at home listening with a glass of wine as opposed to sweltering, crowded venues. I have 2 amazing children. Most of my time and brain power is spent focused on how I can be the best dad to them, how to raise good humans in the scary world we live in. Max and I are still friends. He lives nearby with a lovely family of his own, and we see each other fairly often. Sounds like some Brokeback Mountain shit. His kids are friends with mine. Our wives are friends. Recently, while going through some old stuff, I found old photos of Max and I in our eyeliner wearing heydays, and that had been tucked away. When his family came over, I pulled them out to show everyone. We all had a bit to drink, and Max said something along the lines of, "It's us in our bisexual phase." I could tell my wife's demeanor changed, and once we were alone later that night, I was all but interrogated over it. I told her it was a brief 2-week fling, that I don't really identify as bisexual these days, or when I met her, and that it didn't seem worth mentioning. She said I broke her trust by hiding this, and that she needs time to think about things. This all happened on Friday night, and things are still incredibly tense between us. I'd like some advice or reassurance or something. It wasn't something I was actively hiding. It just never came up. Am I the asshole?
No, I don't think so.
We all have had lives before our partners.
Absolutely.
I don't. You don't need to. I mean, we do because we talk about these things,
but we don't. If Tori was to tell me something that I didn't know, I wouldn't go, "Oh, I can't trust you." Like, that's something, I can't believe you didn't tell me about this. This is a trust problem. No, it's not. This is something that he did years before you. And it's years later now. Like, does it matter? No. It was something that he did in his past. And he doesn't have to tell you that, because that is something, you know, when somebody comes out and says if their sexuality, that is not up to anybody other than that person if they're willing to share that.
Right.
He shouldn't feel bad for not sharing it.
Right. Like, what I did before you has nothing to do with you.
Right.
As long as I'm not doing it now. The only time that could get a little wonky is if you still have that person around. Like, okay, did y'all have sex? Like, y'all had a thing and you didn't tell me about this? Why wouldn't you tell me? Like, if you introduced me to somebody and I knew that person all our relationship and got really close with that person, and then all of a sudden it came out that you and that person fucked and like had a thing and you were in love with that person, then I'd be like, then I'd feel a little bit some sort
insecure.
of betrayed.
Really?
Yeah, I would feel like you purposely hid it from me.
Right. I would feel the same way, to be honest. I'd feel like, why wouldn't you share that? Like, that's
Right.
But for him to talk about him being bisexual at one point and being in a relationship, that is not.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
That's not his fault.
Right.
I don't think he did anything wrong there.
If I was straight before I met you and I was with only dudes, but I never said it, I wouldn't have to. Like,
no, you don't.
You know
have
what I'm
to.
saying?
That is, and if you did tell me later on and said, I used to be with guys, I used to like guys, I would be like, oh, okay. I would no, I'd be interested to know how you switched, like what happened, but I don't think it's a deal breaker.
100%. Same. So no, I don't think that guy's the asshole. I think people need to lighten the fuck up. This is a long one. Am I the asshole for being angry with my wife after she stayed in a hotel with another man?
Well, it depends. Let's see what it's about. 28
male, and my wife, 28 female, have been married for 2 years, been in a relationship for 6. We both enjoy going to live music, and sometimes we'll go with friends while the other needs to work. My wife was invited to go to a show on Saturday night with a male friend. We'll call him Larry. They've gone to shows before with other people involved and came back late at night. This has always been fine. This time the other person going with them canceled, so it would just be the 2 of them. That's weird in and of itself.
Okay, but we don't know their relationship. He could be a gay man for this.
Well, clearly he's not. Clearly he's not. My wife approached me the morning of the show saying that Larry was not comfortable driving home after the show that night, so they would be getting a hotel room together. She asked if I was all right with that. I responded, no, I'm not, and gave her the reasoning why. I've known Larry for a few months. Larry likes to brag about visiting the area that the show is going to be. When he goes there, he reserves hotel rooms and specifically takes married women there to sleep with. Larry has also been reprimanded at his job for using his management position to acquire employees' phone numbers. Okay, so Larry's a creep.
Yeah, Larry's a creep.
My wife looked at me, told me okay, and did not return home until 1 p.m. Sunday. I've not spoken to her other than professionally for almost 2 days. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
Your wife's an asshole.
Your wife's an asshole. And if you need a hotel, boo-boo, you can get your own room. What the hell do you need to share a room with Larry? What's his name?
Larry.
And
here's the thing, okay? And maybe this is just me and J-Lon, right? All things within reason. I would never abuse this rule, and I would hope that you would never abuse it either. But we have a rule in our relationship. If I say I'm uncomfortable with something or somebody, like, and it really, really makes me that uncomfortable, like, if she ever came to me, and again,
I have come to her. Do you want to share the story?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to talk about it? If you don't feel comfortable, I can cut
No,
this out.
we could talk about it.
Okay. So we had somebody in the past. We've talked about trust issues with this person in the past. We've talked about it on the podcast, and I did not feel comfortable with this person. Okay, do you want to tell the story then?
The person reached out to me and, like kind of like a check-in sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I told J-Lon about it. And the person was asking me if I wanted to like collaborate on some shit. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I told J-Lon about it thinking she remembered who this person was.
It literally went over my head.
It went completely over her head. I didn't realize that.
And I was like, okay.
Until the next day. The next day, it was brought up again because I was kind of on the fence myself. Like, even without J-Lon saying anything, I was like on the fence.
Well, it was brought up because they were like, we want J-Lon in on it too. But I was like, well, I don't feel comfortable being a part of it because I don't know how to make myself a part
contribute
of it.
To the
how would I contribute? I get how Tori would contribute, but how would I?
In this particular collaboration.
Right. Go ahead, sorry.
So needless to say, the next day, I was kind of like on the fence about what to do, and I brought it up to J-Lon again, and J-Lon was like, who is this? And I was like, so-and-so, you remember? She was like, oh shit, I didn't realize you were talking about her. Fuck that. No, I'm not comfortable with that. And that was the end of it.
Right. We dropped it.
Like if you say you're uncomfortable with somebody, As long as they're not my family or a best friend and you actually have a fucking reason, that's it. It's done. It's over with. What? Say what you gotta say.
Okay, I'm gonna say that it upset me enough that you even entertained it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like for me, I would have been like, no, we've gone through this before with this person. We cut you out once. I'm not allowing you back in.
Yeah. Well, I told you why I even thought about it.
Do you want to share with them so this way they can understand?
It was I essentially, I'm not going to give details, right? But I essentially felt like it was a decent opportunity that could possibly help our podcast.
Yeah.
And help our podcast grow. So that was the only reason why I entertained it, because the collaboration was like, okay, maybe this might be good for our business. Right. So why not?
Right. But then when I found out, but then when I realized who it was, I was like, fuck no, I don't care. We will do what we got to do. There's no amount of money, no amount of followers, no amount of anything that I would want to get in the way of my relationship with Tori. That's not going to happen. Like my relationship is so much more important than anything else. So I want to protect that. And this person has already tried to break us up at one point. I'm not going to allow it again. Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have a rule. Like if there is something that we are not comfortable with, we do discuss it with each other and we do
take action.
Yeah, we take action. We don't want either one of us to feel uncomfortable and then not felt like we aren't being heard within the relationship.
Right. And like this right here, she came to her husband and was like, are you okay with this? Mm-hmm. And he said no.
Right.
Because XYZ. It's not me just being irrational. This guy has a history of being a creep with married women in hotel rooms. Yeah, no, I'm not fucking okay with that.
Absolutely not.
And she looked at his basically answer and said, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want. And to me, that's the most disrespectful thing you can do. Like,
yeah, no.
If I come to Jaylon and I'm like, hey, baby, like genuinely, because I care about you and your feelings and I consider you, how do you feel about this? And she looks at me and says, you know what? I'm not comfortable. That's it. I'm not fucking doing it in any aspect of life, you know, like that's it.
Right.
That's the end of it.
Same.
So
for her to do that she's the asshole. He's not the asshole. But I would get to the bottom of it. I'd want to know, like, because you can't ignore her forever. You have to communicate and figure out what the fuck went on. And if you feel that uncomfortable, he's going to have to either set boundaries with her or they're going to have to figure out counseling or something in order for her to understand.
To me, and maybe I'm a little bit ridiculous, but that's grounds for divorce.
Absolutely.
Because you have
I didn't want to go there because I'm like,
no, fuck that.
A lot of people
You've just proven to me that you don't give a fuck about my feelings, and that regardless of what I'm telling you I'm uncomfortable with, you don't respect my boundaries and what I'm telling you, like, you know, like, no, this really doesn't make me comfortable. You don't care about that. You're only out here for yourself and your own conscience.
Right. The fact that they got a hotel together, you know, you can get your own fucking room. That still is mind blowing to me. First of all, why is she going to concert with this guy?
Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I'd be with
even him going to concert. Like,
right.
If the situation was turned and somebody asked you to go to a concert that I already know is a fucking creep, I would be like, fuck no. Right. Either I'm coming with you or you can go by yourself or figure out somebody else you can go with. There's no fucking way you're going with that person. Right.
Like there's certain situations where you kind of have to read the room and like, yeah, no, that maybe we're just old fashioned, but like that shouldn't, there's certain boundaries.
Right.
Like I wouldn't go, okay. So like, I still have an ex that I'm in contact with, right? Yeah. You like her. If you didn't like her or you didn't like me talking to her, we wouldn't. I wouldn't, right?
Right.
But she's a good person.
Yeah. She's cool.
We're all in a group chat together. Once in a while, she'll text me on the side and just say some dumb shit or whatever. You know all of this, right? We don't talk on a regular. There's boundaries to it. Right. I know that you wouldn't feel comfortable if you found out that me and her were talking every fucking day. That's a little weird. Yeah. Right? I also know. And so does she. And this is why she's allowed to be in my life and I'm allowed to be in her life. She knows that it's inappropriate to hit me up and be like, do you want to go grab drinks, just me and you?
Yeah, that's fucking
and catch up? No. What she would most likely do is say, hey, you and Jaylon want to go grab drinks? Let's do it. Yeah. I would never be like there's parameters to it. Right. If you're going to do something that's a little bit like
sussy,
you know, like, okay, it's not the norm for people to keep in touch with exes. This is the one ex that is cool in my life, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's not the norm, there's still parameters within that like I already know, yeah, okay, that wouldn't make me comfortable if the tables were turned.
Right. Well, a lot of the times that's how it is even for me. Like if something happened, I go, well, you know, would I like it if Tori did it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's how I think it should be. If you don't like for your partner to do it, or if you're just that person who's like, I don't fucking care because I feel so secure in my relationship and yada yada, great for you. But still there should be boundaries. It's called respect within the relationship. Like you can't be out here being married and then, or even in a relationship and over here going to fucking hotels with some creep.
Right.
Like, I don't know. There's a fine line that you can't
absolutely
cross.
Can't be fucking doing that. Like there's parameters.
Right. So yeah, I think she's an asshole.
Am I an asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend for refusing to unfollow porn stars? So I broke up with my boyfriend for liking other girls' pictures and following porn stars. My mom pointed out that on Facebook, he was following a bunch of them, and it was embarrassing and hurt my feelings. I told him I understand he will look at other girls. I'm bi, so I do too. But I didn't want him to make it so publicly visible and like girls' pictures because I felt that was acting on. That was him acting on it. He wasn't happy about me asking him to stop liking other girls' pics after I told him it hurt my feelings and made me feel unattractive to him. Okay, so basically she told her mom. Oh no, I told him my mom saw all the porn stars he was following and that if he wanted to marry me, he told me this at one point, I prefer he make a good impression on my parents and that I want a future husband that takes my feelings into account with that sort of thing. He asked me if I wanted him to delete all the porn stars he was following and I told him yes. He told me we need to go on a break. And I told him I think, okay.
So he's an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
First, I can't imagine just going on a bunch of girls' things or guys and just start liking them like that.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to considering your partner, being considerate. Like, yes, there are going to be other attractive people in this world. Mm-hmm. That is without a doubt. Yeah. Like, you're going to find people attractive. I'm going to find people attractive.
Who do you find attractive? What do you want to talk about?
No, I don't find.
I'm just curious.
I'm just saying in life.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering. You can tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you anything. No, because I don't find anybody attractive. Like.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'm not going to tell you anything. What do you mean?
No. You already know who I find attractive. Like Shay Mitchell. You know, like certain stars and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like.
I don't like anybody.
That girl that we're not going to say her name, but that fitness girl that came up and you were like, oh my God.
Oh, please. First of all, I don't like her.
You thought she was hot.
Well, that's because you, babe. Whatever.
What did I do?
Get back to the asshole thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I love you.
I love you more.
But anyway, it's a given. We're going to find other people attractive.
Yeah.
But like, are you being disrespectful about it? If you're being again, it comes down to respect. What?
I got lip gloss on your fingers.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it definitely is a respect thing.
Like, you can scroll past somebody that you think is hot and be like, damn, okay, that's an attractive person. If you're commenting on their shit, following them, DMing them,
I think you're crossing a line.
Yeah,
sure.
That's, you know.
I feel like that's almost like cheating, though.
Yeah, if you're trying to reach out to somebody that you think is
like
hot.
That's cheating.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's a no for me.
And to be honest, she's not even saying don't look at other girls. She's literally just saying, like, the public can see that you follow all these porn stars and it's embarrassing for me. So maybe can you not follow them so that it, you know, like, I don't mind you looking at other girls. And he's literally like, this is the hill he's dying on. He's like, we need a break. So what I'm hearing is I'm choosing porn stars over you.
Right.
And that tells me he ain't shit.
He's a loser. Please.
So there's
And he's not ready for a committed relationship. If she's asking
Right.
for the bare minimum, motherfucker, and you can't even offer that, you're a loser.
Yeah. You ain't shit.
You ain't shit. By the way, guys, while Tori's looking for the next post, we went and got Tori's ring today.
We did.
We did.
We have to custom make it because the
Unfortunately.
ring that I wanted,
they can't
size it
small.
Yeah. It's because it's a man's ring. So and it has diamonds in it. Because it has diamonds in it, they can't size it that small or else the diamonds will pop out. So they have to make the same ring custom to my finger.
Yeah.
So that, like, we have to design a custom ring, basically. Which is cool in the sense because
cool.
like nobody else is
no
going
one's
to
gonna
have it.
have that size ring.
Yeah. Or like, just, you know, it's a custom made ring.
Yeah. Well, it's the same ring. It's just smaller.
Yeah.
So somebody will have it.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't care.
I think that it's just, I'm happy that we got it because I couldn't wait to freaking go buy you the ring, and we now bought it. So.
Yeah. We were talking about, cause she wants to propose. And I was like, don't make it a spectacle.
And I was going to do it at our engagement party, but she's like,
We're already engaged.
What are you going to do? Propose to me and everybody's already there? Like, yeah, that's stupid. But I do have something else planned.
You could present it to me at the engagement party and just be like, you know.
No, because I'm going to propose to you before the engagement party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it all planned out.
So I will have my band I will be wearing actually before we get married as like my engagement ring. So my ring is going to double as an engagement ring before we're married. And then obviously once we're married, it's going to be my band.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do that, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you want to.
I do. I want to wear a ring.
I want to wear a ring.
I do.
You're so cute. But yeah, just forgot to mention that to you guys.
Anyway, am I the asshole for slapping my father-in-law's arm away when he kept accidentally hurting my wife? My father-in-law was trying to dance with my wife and she said no. He was messing with her and was being playful but pinched her arm too hard and it hurt her. He kept doing it and she was getting aggravated. He was going to do it again, but I slapped his hand out of the way and told him to stop. I stared right into his eyes and it was like looking at the devil himself. He said, "Never touch me again or I'll snap your neck." Then he walked up to me and said, "Boy, I could put a gun in your mouth," and pull the trigger. He has anger management. He has anger issues and bipolar disorder, but I'm pretty freaked out and not sure if I'm the asshole for slapping his arm out of the way.
No.
No, you were protecting your wife.
So I'm guessing that's her dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen,
Yeah, no.
there are certain situations where maybe you don't get involved. But like if you're actively seeing somebody that you care about being physically hurt and aggravated, yeah, I can't imagine that I'd be completely okay with like I'm trying to put myself in that position where like if your dad was doing that to you and you were like, Dad, stop. Like, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I don't think your dad would ever do it.
No, my dad is never physical like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, like, I can't picture it.
But I think that if my dad did do it and you saw me, and vice versa, if I saw somebody hurting you, I'm jumping in. I don't care who the fuck that is.
Yeah. No, absolutely. If somebody's physically hurting you, I don't care how big you are, whatever.
Right.
I'm absolutely going to step in.
Absolutely. I agree. I'll do the same.
I'll get knocked the fuck out. I'll take
that fight.
I don't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah, so if anybody got physical with Tori, I don't care, mother, father, sister, whoever it is, I'm going to intervene. Like, I'm going to be like, okay. Like, once them maybe being playful and not realizing they're hurting, but like after the second or third time, I would be like, enough. You're hurting her. Like, stop.
Right. I'd be like, seriously, stop it.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for waiting out my prenup before divorcing my cheating wife? My wife settled for me. I didn't know it when I married her, but I do now. She was in love with her high school boyfriend that her parents hated. She was with him all through university. Her parents finally told her that they would cut her off financially if she stayed with him. We met soon afterwards and I fell in love. She didn't. Once again, this was a surprise to me. We had a prenup that her parents insisted on. I was in it for the long haul, so I had no problem with it. I basically got nothing if we divorced before we were married 10 years. After that, it was an even split as long as I was not the cause. She was banging her old boyfriend our entire marriage. I found out after we were married for 8 years. I was angry and depressed. I had spent 8 years supporting her in her career. She has a much better paying job than I do. It's high profile, and she deals with our government a lot. I decided that I could handle 2 years of infidelity. I'd already done 8 unknowingly. I filed for divorce on the day after our 10th anniversary. I let her parents pay for our vacation.
Stop. I
didn't do anything dirty like send the evidence I had to her parents. I just had a lawyer draft claim for divorce. Included was the evidence that the prenup had lapsed and our holdings were to be split. She said that I blindsided her after our holiday away. She doesn't understand why I would do it. I said that I just don't think we're compatible anymore. I'm prepared to go nuclear if I have to, but I don't want our kids, yes, they are mine, I checked, knowing why. I'm keeping the evidence I have on her boyfriend in my pocket. I can blow up his marriage and make her parents pissed at her if I absolutely must. I just prefer to end things with me in a decent financial position to take care of the kids. Am I the asshole for what I did?
Nope.
No.
I think you're actually
You're being too cordial.
You're being too classy with it.
Yeah.
I would be throwing it all. Everybody will fucking know about it. I'll be emailing their grandparents and everything.
Yeah. Your mother, your sister.
I'm going to let everybody know what you fucking did.
Yep.
But yeah, you're handling it very mature.
Yeah, and listen, you also need proof that you're not the cause of this marriage in order to get half of what you deserve. So
yep.
I would just be like, hey, listen, I'm divorcing you because I know you've been cheating on me. And this is what I would do. I know you've been cheating on me our entire marriage. I found out 2 years ago, but I purposely waited an extra 2 years so that the prenup lapsed so that we could split things halfway. Sucks to suck. My name is Karma. Nice to meet you. Now I'm taking half, and you're the cause of the fucking whatever. So you can also pay me alimony as well.
And I'll see you in court so I can
see you in court, you dumb cunt bitch.
Yeah, no, I like the way he handled it. It's actually really fucking classy.
Yeah.
But I would expose. That's one thing I would have changed about the way I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go and have a sit down with your parents, and I will respectfully let them know how they raised a hoe.
Mm-hmm. That would be, yeah. That's great. That's karma right there. I love that.
Yeah. So when you have a prenup, it lapses. So if you stay in the relationship within, like, if their timeline was like anytime, I'm surprised that she didn't break off the marriage just so she can get the...
Well, she would have been the cause for the breakup, which meant that he would still get half. So she had to just hide it the entire time.
Oh my God, what a hoe.
And clearly if there's a prenup, that tells me there's a lot of money at stake.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not, if I have $20 in my pocket, I'm not writing up a prenup.
Right. I ain't wasting my time.
You got to pay to
Right.
get that written up. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. Yeah, you have to go through lawyers and all of that.
Right. So, like, they got money.
They got money. And he said she's got a really good paying
High
job.
profile job.
So
And he's getting half of it.
good
now,
for her.
So.
Or good for him. Absolutely.
Well, that's the episode.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. We let you in on our relationship a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you guys at the next one, okay?
We love
you
y'all.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.